How's it going, everybody? Ragroth here. So we had gotten a new Bleach Rebirth of Souls trailer today. I believe it is called the Reverse Fate trailer. So it kind of just showed like a lot of characters that we've seen revealed at this point kind of fighting in their kind of respectful story, or I guess canon matches, whatever you want to call them. Kind of the big elephant in this room for this one was the kind of reveal of DANGAI ICHIGO. Final gets a good Tensho Ichigo, whichever you want to call him, being in the game fighting Butterfly Aizen. Not Monster Aizen yet, at least, though. So that's kind of the big thing in this. You don't really see him do much. You just kind of see it kind of like a little bit of like what his model looks like, and then you kind of see him do, I believe, the reverse action on Butterfly Aizen. So now, I know there's been a lot of discourse this week over if Cayenne Shiba was the last character or not, after something that a big YouTuber that covers anime games named Globku said, where he said that he knows that this was the last character because he has some sources that said, you know, Cayenne was the last character and there's no more. 32 is it. Now I do want to say I don't really know if he's wrong or right or not, but I do want to say though I feel like there has been a lot of argument and discourse, you know, especially against him, and I do want to say I don't think there's any nefarious things he's doing, that he's just lying or anything like that. I don't even know if the sources he got are trying to be nefarious. I think, though, we don't know for sure, and there could be some miscommunication. I know people will try to ask some marketing people, and they kind of gave vague answers, which could kind of go either way. I don't really agree, though, with people attacking Galopko or anything like that. If he's right, you know, I mean, it's a bit of a bummer, but, you know, he's right. You know, it's not his fault. And if he's wrong, like, it could just be a miscommunication. I'm sure this is nothing. Again, it's nothing. He's not trying to bring anyone down. He's not trying to get view. I mean, I don't know the guy. Maybe he is, but that's not the impression I'm getting. He seems very genuine about it. But this could just be miscommunication, really. You know, and I've heard this before, where YouTubers and other content creators get some source that says this is going to happen, and then they wind up being wrong, and it's not like they're intentionally doing it. They just got some information they figured was worth sharing, and they share it. And, you know, sometimes that's right, sometimes that's wrong. You know, it's just, you know, I know people are probably bummed because, you know, it just seems crazy that they would end on Cayenne Shiba. No offense to Cayenne, and just because there are some missing characters that you would think would be in the game. I think that's what we're kind of, a lot of us are just getting kind of thinking. It's just the, you know, it's the, the stages of grief, and I think, you know, it's people are just letting it kind of get to them and kind of attack the messengers or potential messengers. But regardless, now I guess the other thing that comes up is, what is DANGAI ICHIGO's status? Is he a character you can only play as in story mode? Is he playable, but he's just kind of an echo character, maybe like an alternate costume for Bankai Ichigo? Or is he his own separate character? Obviously, if it's one of those first two options, then Globku is technically right. If it's third option, though, he is wrong. However, that could very well be because you have to unlock DANGAI ICHIGO in the game, and maybe these people that leaked the game didn't unlock him yet. They got the game, and they saw the starting roster, and like, oh, okay, that's probably it. You probably don't unlock anybody. So it could be something like that. We don't really get enough of a sense of what DANGAI ICHIGO, like what his moveset is or anything like that. The main thing you really get to see him do is just reverse action against Butterfly Aizen. Now, in regards to him being an echo character, I think it is a possibility. However, I kind of compared the animation that he does in the reverse action against the other versions of Ichigo in the game. And check this out. So, all right, this is what, you know, DANGAI Ichigo looks like doing against Aizen. He's kind of holding up his sword. You see him holding it up behind him. For the hell of it, I know this Ichigo is far different, but the base form, kind of Shikai Ichigo, much different animation. Probably not a great comparison because DANGAI Ichigo is more like Bankai Ichigo. Okay, well then, check out this picture of him doing the reverse action against Grimmjow. That's a totally different pose. And you could make the argument, oh, well, that could just be the Shikai Ichigo, but just in his awakening where he gets Bankai. Maybe it's the different animation in the just pure Bankai Ichigo that turns into full hollow Ichigo. Okay, you might have a good point, but then look at this when he's doing it against Okuiara in Okuiara's trailer. Now, I just have a very hard time believing they wouldn't use the regular Bankai Ichigo that turns into full hollow in this trailer, considering A, he was revealed at the same time as Okuiara, and, you know, he was really, I think, at least in the wake when they get to Wake Mundo, he is only in Bankai when he fights Okuiora. I think he might be Bankai like most of the time. I think he's Bankai only when he fights Grimmjow as well, but I could see them using the Shikai Ichigo and then just have him fighting at Awakening status, because since Ichigo couldn't go full hollow at that time when he fought Grimmjow, but he definitely could against Okuiora, and I'm sure that we see both versions of Bankai Ichigo, either just the Awakening for the regular Shikai one or the base form for the one that turns into full hollow in this. And again, they're different poses. And you could make the argument, well, you know, maybe they just wanted to change it up a little bit so he's a little different, at least in the reverse action. That may be true, but why? Why go through the trouble of changing his pose if he's just an Echo character? Why not just have him do the same kind of animation or pose as the Dangai Ichigo Echo character? That's where it gets a little suspicious. And I do feel like it'd be weird kind of have this big tease, this big emphasis on this character in this trailer, where it's one of the only new things we've seen in the trailer, and then it turns out A, he's only playable in story mode, or B, he's just an Echo character. It just seems a little suspicious to me. Not the greatest marketing, in my opinion, especially because it's this kind of the strongest form of, it's the strongest version of Ichigo that will be in the game at launch, basically, since we know we're not getting 1,000-Year Blood War characters. It doesn't help that, you know, but Dangai Ichigo hasn't really even been playable in that many console games, too. I don't know, and it could very well mean nothing. That's just what I noticed that maybe suggests he is his own character. Now, I guess the other thing, too, is, like, even if he is his own character, is he the only other character and there's no one else? We have a couple weeks till launch, so theoretically, we could get someone on Monday, and we could get someone the last week, and then do a launch trailer, middle of the week, and boom, then the game comes out that last week. That's what I think would be ideal. It would be great, ideally, and maybe this is definitely a pie-in-the-sky wish. Monday, we'll get Baragon. And then the final week, the final Monday before the game comes out, we get Dangai Ichigo. That's what would be ideal. I don't know how likely it is. I would love to say it's likely. I do know that I feel like whenever I've been in this situation before, we're like, oh, well, there could be the situation where they reveal more characters, and they don't. So, you know, it is definitely a situation where we kind of have to keep our, you know, we have to be realistic, but I guess also try not to be too negative. I mean, even if it winds up being the case, I don't think this roster is bad. It's a little strange, a strange note to end on, I'll say that much, but definitely not bad. But yeah, that's all I can say. I mean, I hope Dangai Ichigo is his own playable character. He's probably my favorite versions of Ichigo. I would also say, too, if he is an Echo character, how would his Awakening work? I mean, you could reuse, I guess, the model of Full Hollow Ichigo from Mugetsu, and that would be really cool if we could actually control Mugetsu Ichigo. My thing is, that means he would just fight like Full Hollow Ichigo? That would just be, I mean, would it be the worst thing? It would just be awkward as hell. Because, and he doesn't even, Mugetsu Ichigo doesn't even really have a physical sword. He kind of becomes the sword. Unless his Awakening is just kind of like, maybe Cayenne's, where he kind of just gets a little bit of a power. I mean, not that, you know, even Cayenne's is a little more than his power boost. I don't know. That's another thing I do find a little suspicious about that as well. But I'm not sure. I'm really not sure here. I mean, I think we'll know for sure this Monday. If we don't see a character reveal this Monday, then that either means that's it, or like maybe Dangai Ichigo's unlockable or something like that. I don't know. We'll see. But I'd really love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. This is definitely a very controversial subject that's become this week. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Definitely let me know what you think the situation is going on here. And again, try to be respectful. I know we're all kind of on we're all tense because it's like this could mean that certain characters aren't making the base roster, and considering what the first DLC said is, they might not be DLC in a while, even if we even get, you know, past the season 1 of characters. But yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below. Of course, like the video if you like it. Dislike if you dislike it. Definitely subscribe if you haven't already. Would really help the channel a lot. Don't forget to check out my Discord and Patreon description below as well. But as I always say, thank you so much for checking out this video, and another time, another place. Keep being awesome.